Holy crap, this thing is quick. And I didn't even use the race start feature. Wow, I think our video equipment went flying everywhere, Ben. Sorry, bud. The 2024 Mercedes-AMG EQE SUV is the very first all-electric performance utility vehicle from the Go Fast sub-brand, and perform it does. Now, I've already reviewed the Mercedes-Benz EQE sedan and EQE SUV, so make sure you check out those features if you haven't already. But in this video, we're going to explore what makes the AMG model different and special. Wait, is that redundant? Different and special? I don't care. Doesn't matter. So there are numerous minor changes on the outside of this SUV, but the most noticeable is front and center, the grille. You can see it is rendered in black, though it also has these vertical accents just like you get on other AMG models. Now, up here on the leading edge of the hood, we can see there's also an AMG logo, opposed to the traditional Mercedes-Benz badge, so a nice upgrade there that really helps this vehicle stand out from lesser EQEs. The standard digital light headlamps will also project unique AMG-themed animations at night, so that is very nice to have. Further setting this vehicle apart is a unique front fascia. We can see that this is also painted body color diamond metallic white, which is $1,750 extra. Additionally, we have these sort of black accents that run across, and then around the side openings here. These vents will actually direct airflow around the outside of the wheels opposed to right at them to, of course, improve vehicle aerodynamics. And 21 or 22-inch wheels are available on this SUV. We happen to have 21s here, and they are wrapped in special Michelin Pilot Sport tires that have been specifically developed for high-performance AMG electric vehicles. Beyond that, of course, body-colored wheel arches. Moving along the side, we have the mirror caps, which are also special, but more on that in just a second. But these will project unique AMG lighting onto the ground at night to, again, separate this vehicle from other EQEs. We have the standard retractable door handles, which will always look very sleek. And then the back of this vehicle, again, no surprises, a very cleanly styled rear end, and I think one that looks fantastic. Though this particular vehicle does have a couple of options packages I've got to tell you about. One is called the AMG Night Package for $750, and that includes various dark chrome accents. So you've got dark chrome on the sills, as well as the A-wing lettering up front. You also get dark trim around the side glass and on the mirror caps. Additionally, there's the $550 AMG Night Package Plus, which includes additional dark chrome accents and emblems, as well as dark chrome on those strips on the grille. Inside the Mercedes-AMG EQE SUV, there are a few surprises, but still plenty to talk about. Like other versions of this vehicle, the cabin is absolutely gorgeous, plus it is comfortable and spacious. In this particular example, we have the lovely Biscay blue color along with Neva gray, which looks fantastic. It is rendered in Napa leather, and it costs $0 extra. Upping the fanciness factor, this vehicle also has the optional $1,500 AMG carbon fiber trim here on the center console, and I think it looks pretty good, orders of magnitude better than piano black, which you know very well I tend to dislike strongly. However, I'm kind of split on this material because carbon fiber is obviously very light and super strong, so using it as a decorative element is a little bit wasteful, don't you think? Additionally, we have special seats in this vehicle that include AMG branding here on the backrest. The AMG logo is embossed into the headrest. These things are, of course, very comfortable. They are also heated and ventilated, and beyond that, like other Mercedes-Benz vehicles have had for many decades, the seat controls are right here on the door panel, where they're super easy to see and use. There's also an AMG Performance steering wheel with a slightly different design than what you get in other EQE models. This is also wrapped in buttery soft Napa leather, both smooth and perforated, plus this has a chunky feel, and of course a flat bottom for a sporty look. Additionally, we have a couple of unique controls on this steering wheel, but more on these in just a minute. Turning our attention back to the center console, you'll see we have some unique controls in this vehicle that aren't found on other EQE models. Basically, they've repositioned the volume slider, power switch, start-stop button, and a few other functions right down here because they're not up on the dashboard in this model, because in this vehicle we have the MBUX Hyperscreen, which is 3 separate displays mounted in a single pane of glass that basically runs the entire width of the dashboard. And I've got to say, these screens do look pretty fantastic. They are crisp and colorful and exceptionally easy to read. Now, there's a 12.3-inch panel in front of the driver, which of course serves as a digital instrument cluster. Then we have a 17.7-inch touchscreen here on the center of the dashboard. Then there's also a 12.3-inch touchscreen for the passenger in the front seat to play with. And of course, we also have an MBUX infotainment system that is exceptionally responsive and quite intuitive as well. Oh, hey, it's Chrysler headquarters. You know, maybe Mercedes and Chrysler should get together. They could call it like Chrysler Mercedes Automobiles or something. I think that's a very good idea. This Hyperscreen is super impressive at first glance. Like I just said, it's crisp, it's colorful, it's gigantic. But if you look a little bit closer, it does lose some of its luster, and that's because you can very clearly see the edge of each individual screen, which kind of ruins the overall effect. And beyond that, I have serious questions about maintenance and replacement costs. I mean, what happens if something breaks? How do you fix it? Additionally, what happens if your kids inevitably crack this thing? I mean, is insurance basically going to total the whole vehicle? I mean, I could almost see that happening. I'll say it again, this Hyperscreen does work extremely well. However, personally, I think I would rather just have two separate displays like we've seen in other EQE models. Of course, this is an AMG, so it does have some special performance-enhancing features. Turning our attention back to the steering wheel, we have a couple of Mickey Mouse ears sprouting out from the wheel's hub, and these give you access to various vehicle functions. On the left-hand side here, you'll see there are a couple buttons that, for instance, allow me to change how stiff the dampers are by clicking through just like that, or I can bring up this AMG menu, again, with a single click of the button. You can also customize what each half of this screen does by just clicking it like that. So I can have stability control off, the AMG Dynamics button, or the powertrain sound very easily right from here. Turning our attention to the right dial, you can turn this very simply to change driving modes, and you can see that brings up a very nice animation on the center screen here. So there's the slippery setting for winter conditions, there's individual, which allows you to customize a lot of things, and there's comfort, sport, and Sport Plus. Of course, once you are in this Dynamics menu, you do have a lot of different settings to customize how the vehicle performs. So bringing that menu back up again, you can see I'm in Sport Plus right now, which gives you the stiffest suspension. The Sport Plus suspension gives you the powerful powertrain sound, and also you can adjust how aggressive the stability control is. So let's put that in Pro, because I want to get loose. Let's leave the sound. It's in powerful now. You can go to Sport, which is a little quieter, or Balanced, which is off. That's my preference. And I want the dampers in Comfort, because I don't like a stiff ride. But you can adjust all of that right from the center screen, and it is super intuitive. But now let's put all of this tech to the test. Aside from being silky smooth and nearly silent, EVs can deliver staggering performance, which is exactly what this one does. Now we've got two motors on board, one at each end, which of course provide all-wheel drive, as well as 617 horsepower and 701 pound-feet of torque. But with the race start feature, those numbers go up to 677 horses and 738 pounds of twist. Now, you're only supposed to use the race start feature on tracks, closed courses, but it'll still get you from 0 to 60 in just 3.4 seconds. Race start, of course, is included in the $4,000 AMG Dynamic Plus package that also includes some unique fake powertrain sounds that play through the interior, and a top speed of 149 miles an hour. Now, if you want to engage race mode, you've got to do a couple things. You need to be in either Sport or Sport Plus mode. Then you come to a stop, you stand on the brake pedal, you floor the accelerator, a bunch of theatrics happen, and you hang on tight, and when you release the brake, you're gone. It's like being drop-kicked over the horizon. Now, all of that performance does cost you, and not just monetarily. So we've got a 90.6 kilowatt hour battery pack on board, which provides an estimated range of just 235 miles, which of course is not all that great. This is a high-performance SUV, so you've got to expect a reduction in range, but 235 might not be enough for a lot of drivers. As for DC fast charging capability, that battery can absorb energy at up to 170 kilowatts, which is a good showing these days, though of course it is far from segment leading. Helping you rein in all that speed, the Mercedes-AMG EQE SUV comes standard with gigantic brakes, though for $5,450 more, you can get ceramic composite brakes, which is what we have here, and they are absolutely gargantuan. The front rotors measure 17.3 inches in diameter, which is like the size of a large pizza. They're absolutely massive, and they work very well. I imagine the fade resistance is incredible, so if you're out on a racetrack driving in anger, lap after lap after lap, you're not going to have to worry about fade becoming an issue and ultimately crashing into the barricade or something, because that would be really bad. As for use on the streets, a lot of times ceramic brakes can make a lot of noise when they're cold, but I have not seen any of that during my testing with this vehicle. The pedal also feels great under my feet. As for the chassis, we've got adjustable air suspension, adaptive dampers, there's rear axle steering that'll turn the back wheels by up to 9 degrees, which greatly enhances low-speed agility, and then there's also active roll stabilization, which provides a smooth ride when you're driving straight, but also keeps the body pretty much perfectly flat in corners, and all of that good stuff comes standard in this AMG SUV. And I've got to say, this vehicle is also incredibly refined. It is super smooth and quiet, which is no surprise. Other EQE models I've driven have been the same. But also, when you switch it over to the Sport or Sport Plus modes, the ride does get noticeably firmer, but it's still super refined. Similarly, the steering in this vehicle is pretty much ideal. It's got nice heft to it, yet it still gives the AMG EQE here a lot of agility. I also love that the wheel itself is very meaty. It's a thick wheel, plus it's got that flat bottom for a sporty look. Recapping the 2024 Mercedes-AMG EQE SUV's strengths and weaknesses, this utility vehicle looks great, aggressive but tasteful. The interior quality is stunning. I'm going to list the MBUX Hyperscreen as a plus because it's unique and works well, even if it's not my personal preference. The acceleration this vehicle offers is effortless, and the ability to fine-tune the driving dynamics is a major plus too. As for downsides, the range could certainly be better. The DC fast charging speed is good, but hardly great. And of course, this SUV is not cheap. The AMG Enhanced EQE starts at around $110,000, though this example checks out for $139,950, including $1,150 in destination fees. Yikes. Now, lower-end versions of the EQE sedan and EQE SUV are a better deal. However, this high-performance version is undeniably appealing. I think it looks great, the interior is beautiful, it drives well, and this thing is super fast when you're in a hurry. Next up, click right over here to learn about Pro Power Onboard, a feature that makes the Ford F-150 and especially the all-electric Lightning one of the most versatile pickup trucks you can buy today.